What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone video. Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 smartest and best loadouts to use within the game, so you guys can get kills a lot easier and just do a lot better than the enemies. And when we talk about these, you're going to see one class that is something you definitely need to run for when you come back from the gulag and the only option you have is a loadout drop because everything has already been looted. That's the first one we're going to talk about. But before we get into this, guys, if you could drop a like on this video, we're going to go for 2,000 likes. You guys can do it. You guys have been awesome. And if you guys could subscribe to the channel if you're new around here with those notifications turned on, I would truly appreciate that. And let me know down in the comments below, what is your go-to weapons in Warzone? What's your primary weapon and your secondary, whether it's a pistol or an actual SMG or something like that? Let me know down in the comments below and let's get straight into this. So at class number 1, I told you guys it's a class that you definitely want to get if you respawn from the gulag. And when you respawn, everything is pretty much looted. You don't know where you're going and you can't really find weapons on the ground except for really crappy ones. So once you respawn and you do have a loadout drop on the ground, the first class you want to take is going to be an MP7 class, and that is very important. The MP7 is good at mid-range, long range, and especially good at close range, and it has the least amount of actual kick and stuff like that, so it's so easy to control the recoil. And what you want to put on this class, you have to make sure you have a pistol on this class that has fully loaded on as its perk. And the reason you want to do this is so that when you do pick up this class, because the pistol ammo and the SMG ammo is exactly the same, you automatically get full ammo in your SMG, so you don't have to look around for ammo all over the map and stuff like that. You should be good to go. And for the MP7, what you want to run is the muzzle monolithic suppressor, so you get sound suppression and you get that extra damage range, which you really need once you respawn in case people are in that mid to range area. You do lose some ADS and aim walking steadiness, but it's all good. This gun is very easy to control. It's light. It's going to aim down sights fast anyways. The barrel you want to throw on this one is the FSS Recon, because this gives you damage range, it gives you bullet velocity, and it gives you that extra recoil control that really does help out a lot. Now you do lose again some ADS speed and some movement speed, but because it's one of the latest guns in the game, you barely notice that. The underbarrel is going to be that Merc foregrip because you want that extra recoil control, but you definitely want that hip fire accuracy, so in case you do get into an up close gunfight and you don't have time to aim down sights really fast, you could hip fire and still hit all those bullets. And with this you do lose again ADS speed and aim walking movement speed, but it's all good. The ammunition, you definitely want 60 round mags. You don't want to run anything under that in case you get caught reloading and die and stuff. It ain't worth it. The rear grip is 100% going to be stippled grip tape, and this gives you ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, and it does take away some aiming stability. So at least with this class, once you respawn from the gulag, if you have a loadout drop on the ground, you are ready to go, and then you could kill people, pick up their weapons, and do whatever you got to do. Now before we get into the next classes, I want to let you guys know that all the perks I run are always the same. So for perk 1, I run EOD, so I could take less explosive damage from non-kill streaks. Perk 2, I either run Overkill or Ghost. It really depends. If I'm running like a secondary as an SMG or RPG or something like that, I'm definitely going to run Overkill, but if I'm running a pistol or an RPG, I should say, this was where this one goes for, that's when I run Ghost. Now perk 3, Amped, because you definitely want to have a faster weapon swap, so you don't have to reload a big LMG or an assault rifle or something in the middle of a gunfight. You can just swap over to your SMG and easily drop people. Now lethal, always 100% of the time, is going to be a C4, and the tactical, I switch between the heartbeat sensor or a concussion. If I have too many teammates running a heartbeat sensor, concussion is definitely going on. Now let's get on to class number 2, because I find this one is the perfect combo loadout, and that's going to be with the M13 and the MP5 on the same class. It works amazing and it does a wonder. So the M13, you want to have the muzzle monolithic suppressor for that sound suppression and that damage range, and once you guys start shooting people at range, this gun is, you're going to notice it has barely any recoil. You're going to feel like you're cheating, and that's what I love about this class right here. Now it does take away ADS speed and aim walking steadiness, but we're not worried about that because we're not really using this gun for the close range engagements. The barrel is going to be the Tempest Marksman for that extra damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, and that extra recoil control just makes it so much better on this weapon. Again, you lose ADS and movement speed, but like I said, we're not using this class for close range. It still works wonders in close range, but it's not primarily for that. Now the optic is going to be the GI Mini Reflex. It's the smallest optic, it doesn't take away too much ADS or movement speed, and I feel like it's the best one. It has a very clean picture and easy to kill people with. The underbarrel, and this one is very important, is going to be the Ranger foregrip, because you want that aiming stability so your gun's not swaying around when you're aiming down sights, but you also want that extra recoil control again, so this gun does not miss any bullets whatsoever. Now you do lose aim walking movement speed, and you guys know I don't like losing it, but I think it's really worth it on this class right here. The ammunition, definitely 60 round mags. You don't want to run anything other than that. The MP5 class on this one right here is going to have the same muzzle, the monolithic suppressor for the sound suppression, which is super important in Warzone, and you also get damage range, so that's a great positive right there. You do lose ADS and aim walking steadiness, but like I said, guys, it's the MP5. It's an SMG. We don't got to worry about that. The stock is going to be the Forged Tac Ultralight for that aim walking movement speed. That is all you get with this, and I think it's really worth it. So when you're in those mid to closer range gunfights, you can still move around very fast and have or make it a way harder target for the enemy to hit. You get to dodge those bullets, and it's really fun. The underbarrel is going to be the Commando foregrip, and you could choose whichever underbarrel you want, but I think this one is the best for this class because you get the recoil stabilization and you get the aiming stability. And we all know the MP5 is pretty easy to control anyways, but why not make it easier, right? It feels like a laser with this right here, and that's what I love about it. Now, you do lose movement speed, but it's an SMG, guys. The ammunition is definitely going to be the 45 round mags. You don't want to get caught reloading and die. The rear grip is the stippled grip tape, so you get that extra ADS speed, but the super important sprint to fire speed, so when you do catch up to enemies and stuff like that, you don't have to stop sprinting, wait a second, and then aim down sights and fire. This is pretty easy. You get to ADS and fire at the exact same time, really fast when you're caught off sprint. Now, I want to go to class number 3, and I call this one the super accurate class because this one has the GRA 5.56, which in my opinion, this gun is a laser, probably one of the best for Warzone, but not only that, it has a very, very nice iron sight, which makes it really easy to use this weapon as well. Now, I want you guys to follow this class to a T, and you're gonna believe it or not, like, it's gonna be really damn good. It is a laser, so the first thing you want to run, as always, like I love to use in Warzone all the time, is the muzzle monolithic suppressor for that sound suppression and that damage range. Those two go perfect together, and they're on the exact same attachment, so there's no arguing there. The next one is going to be the barrel Tempest 26.4 inch Archangel. This is the longest barrel for this weapon right here, and it gives you damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, so those bullets go further, faster, and they hit the enemy doing almost the same damage as they would if he was closer and stuff. So I really like that, and the recoil control is nice because this gun already barely has any to begin with, and yeah, it's amazing. Now, you do lose ADS speed and movement speed, but it's the GRA. It's a kind of light assault rifle, so you don't have to worry about that, but we want to fix it up a little bit, so we threw on the laser tac laser for that ADS speed because we don't want to lose too much of that, but you also get extra aiming stability and aim walking steadiness, so when you are actually aiming down sights and walking at the same time, your gun isn't going up and down with your character. It stays on target. The ammunition, like I always say, the highest the better, so 60 round mags 100%, and the rear grip, you want to use the XRK Void 2 for that extra ADS speed and the super important sprint to fire speed, so you guys know what that is. Now, the secondary that you want to run on this one right here, you guys are able to run Ghost on this class because instead of throwing on another weapon, we threw on the RPG, which is something you definitely want to run, so in case someone's camping behind a rock or in a building, you could easily take them out with that. And a lot of people hate RPGs, but man, you can hold a lot of rockets in this game. It's definitely worth having on your class. Now, let's move on to class number 4 here before we get to the last one, and this one I call Pure Death, and you guys are going to see why. So the M4A1 is the first one you're using, and of course we need the monolithic suppressor in place of the muzzle, which is really good. You guys already know that gives you the sound suppression and damage range. The next one is the barrel, the stock M16 Grenadier, again for that extra damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. You guys already know that this gun is really good, and the M4A1 barely has any kick as well. The underbarrel is the operator foregrip. You only get recoil control with this, but we gotta make the M4A1 more of a laser, kind of on par with the GRA 5.56. The ammunition is the 60 round mags, and the rear grip is the stippled grip tape for that ADS speed and that sprint to fire speed. Now, you guys probably noticed that I didn't put any sight on this weapon right here, and that's because I honestly do like the M4A1 iron sights. I like it a lot, but if you want to run something else and you don't want to have that, I suggest taking off out of all attachments probably the underbarrel, the operator foregrip, and throw on any sight that you actually like. Now, the next weapon on this one is the .357, and yes, they did get nerfed, but it is still super damn good at close range. So follow this class. This is probably one of my favorite ones for the 357, and that is the barrel 357 long. It gives you damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, which you don't have to worry about too much because you're using this more for close range, but when you get to those mid-range areas, this is the perfect attachment to have because the range did get nerfed, so it's nice to throw that on. Now, it takes away ADS speed, but like, dude, we're not aiming down sights. We're gonna throw a Kimbo into the perk slot on this class, so you don't have to worry about that whatsoever. The laser is the tac laser. You get ADS speed, which we don't care about, but I like the aiming stability that it gives you. Even though we're not aiming down sights, I feel like it's more stable, but you get that aim walking steadiness, which which I just realized right now, guys, the tac laser is not the one I want to be throwing on this class. I really don't, but it just feels nice. Everyone runs it, and that's the reason I threw the tac laser on. But it kind of makes no sense now that I'm looking at it. The trigger action, lightweight trigger, 100% needed for the fire rate, and it also gives you that, it takes away that aiming stability, but we're not aiming down sights. Don't worry about that whatsoever. And the ammunition is going to be the snake shot, which is the most important, the damage radius it gives, but it does take away damage range. But we're using it for close range, like I said, guys. Now, like I said, the perk, obviously, akimbo. Now, the next class right here is the last class on the list, and this one I call sniper time. So, a lot of people, you think when you're sniping, they're going to be using probably one of the best snipers in the game, and I decided to go with the Kar 98K for this class right here, because I'm using it more for close range and mid range. I'm not really using it for the far range sniping or anything like that. I'm using this as a quick scope sniper, so I can take out people really fast at close range if you hit them in the head and stuff. So the barrel you want to run on this one is the Syngard Custom 27.6 inch, which gives you damage range, makes it nicer for the weapon, obviously, bullet velocity, so when you aim at the head, you actually hit the head, and recoil control, so in case you do get a hit marker, the gun doesn't kick too much, you could shoot again right at the guy. Now the laser is the tac laser for that ADS speed and the aiming stability and aim walking steadiness, which is really nice, but we're basically using it for ADS speed. The optic, definitely want to be running the sniper scope on this weapon right here. Stock, you want that F-Tac Sport Comb. Again, you want that ADS speed, which is really nice, and it takes away some aiming stability, but we're not really like hard scoping with this one too much. We're using it more as a quick scoping gun. If you're good at quick scoping, you definitely want to use this. The rear grip, stippled grip tape, 100%, again, ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. In case some dude decides to come up to you up close, you can knock him out pretty easily with that right there. And again, it takes away aiming stability, but it doesn't really matter. Now the secondary on this one right here, you could literally run whatever you want. If you want to run the snake shots, go for it, but I suggest the MP5 in case you get to that mid-range. You still have a weapon that could do really good up close and do pretty decent at mid-range. And the MP5 class is the exact same one that I gave you in class number 2 at the M13. It's the exact same class, so you guys can see it on screen right there. That is it. But that is going to be the top 5 loadouts that I go to when playing Warzone, and I even use the Kar 98K on multiplayer. It's that fun. And if you guys made it this far into the video, comment something super random about apples down in the comments below, just to mess with people, and also let me know your favorite weapons to use in Warzone. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here. We're getting closer and closer to 600k every single day, and drop a like I said, we're gonna go for 2,000 on this one. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.